So it was about 18 years ago now that I went to my very first NBA game. And at that point, I became pretty much in love with the game. And all I wanted to do was kind of get myself involved in any way possible. I was a huge fan of Allen Iverson, Vince Carter, Tracy McGrady, all of those guys. And I was fortunate enough to be able to go to some Cleveland Cavaliers games, even though they were terrible. I was there to more just see the other teams play. My dad purchased a couple season tickets for the Cleveland Cavaliers back when they were really terrible. And then when LeBron came, we were able to get 4 tickets. So after a couple years of that, I bought into these tickets and then I owned a total of 6. So naturally I couldn't go to every game and I started reselling some of these tickets. I was using their online platform and able to make a decent amount of money on these. As the Cavs got better and better, I started making more and more money. And especially whenever LeBron came back the second time, I was able to make a ton of money during the playoffs and during the finals. 4 straight years of the finals, I was able to purchase 12 tickets per game. So we had 12 tickets to the NBA finals, and I was able to sell 10 of them because I wanted to go to the game as well. So you couldn't really find a ticket to get into the arena for less than $400 to $600. I was able to purchase these at face value because I had already had tickets for so many years prior to the Cavs being this good. So what did I do with this money? Most of it was used to pay off my student loans, which I feel like was a very wise investment. Some of it still have in cash, but then some of it I decided to go ahead and invest in individual stocks. I don't usually buy individual stocks because it's a little too risky for me, so this isn't like my investment for my retirement fund. But it is a little bit of play money and it's interesting to watch and see how these stocks are doing. I originally opened up an account with Trade King, and then that was purchased by Ally Mobile Bank Investment. So now I use Ally for everything. I don't use Robinhood like a lot of other YouTubers, but I use Ally and I love it. So today I just want to go over the portfolio that I've kind of compiled. I've gotten into different industries here, just kind of trying to help myself be more diversified in these. I don't have many stocks, but most of them do pay a dividend. What I'm going to focus on today is just the overall growth that these stocks have had. I purchased most of these stocks about 3 years ago. So that's why I'm going over how these have performed over a 3-year period. Again, I don't really purchase individual stocks just because it's so risky. Like, what if one of these businesses collapses? And don't say that it can't happen, because it's definitely happened to plenty of companies that we thought were too big to fail. So I usually invest myself in mutual funds and my 401k, and that is so much safer. But if you are looking at individual stocks, here's kind of the growth that I've seen over the past 3 years with my portfolio. All right, so the most recent one is VTI. So this is an ETF that I purchased recently. I've only had this for a couple months and I've seen a decent amount of gain. It's up 6%. I only bought 10 shares of this at $160 a share, $162 a share. And it's currently worth $172 a share. So rather than just having the money sit in a bank account, I made 6% profit on this already. I haven't sold it, so that is an unrealized gain. Also, just to mention, when I was reselling tickets, I did pay all of my taxes on those. So all I did was deduct the cost of the ticket and I only paid taxes on the profit. I will definitely be making another video about what it was like to become a ticket scalper, especially for the period that I was. It was such a great opportunity. I'm so glad that I jumped on that. And I want to kind of go over that with you and show you how I was able to do that. All right, so the next stock is Visa. So I did purchase this one about 2 or 3 years ago. I purchased this at $81. I did not sell any. I have 16 shares. So that was a total of $1,300 that I spent. The current value of that investment is $3,400, so I'm up 163% on that. I just saw that they were increasing their returns every year. Year after year, their stock price was going up, and I thought, I'll go ahead and gamble on this. I don't think that anything's going to be happening to Visa, so I thought this will be a good purchase, and it has turned out well so far. The next one, I've got 2 of these. I bought 2 energy stocks, and I bought Royal Dutch Shell and Halliburton. And for a while, these were looking really good. I was up probably 150% on these. I purchased 12 shares of Halliburton at $40 and then 4 shares of Royal Dutch Shell at $56. And for a while, I was making a good amount of unrealized gain on these. Then recently, the price of gasoline has gone down tremendously, and that's really hurt these stocks. So I'm down 45% on my Halliburton, and I am down 12% on my Royal Dutch Shell. I'm not worried because I did diversify myself. I got into tech, I got into energy, and I got into retail to make sure that I was kind of balanced there. If I'd gone all in on energy, then I would definitely be hurting right now. The next one I purchased was Nike. They are a dividend stock, so it's nice to receive that dividend quarterly. But I didn't really buy it for the dividend. So I did buy 20 shares of this at $56. The current value is $2,000. This is giving me an 83% growth. Next one is Facebook. I only bought this about a year and a half ago. I went and purchased 15 shares at $153 per share. This was a total cost of $2,300. And the current value is $3,200, and that is a growth of about 41%. It's another, I guess this is a tech stock, but I felt like this gave me a good balance to my portfolio, just kind of investing in these companies and seeing how they're growing. I wish I would have bought their IPO. I remember when that came out and it was, I think it was $40, and immediately it dropped. So I wish that I would have bought it at $40. I definitely wish I would have bought it when it dropped. But $153, and it's worth $217 right now. I can't really complain. My other stock is Chipotle, and I've owned this stock for about 3 years as well. One of my buddies had mentioned that this stock might be exploding soon. This was about 3 years ago when they were having a lot of issues within Chipotle. I just bought 3 shares. I wish I would have bought a lot more. But they were $312 at the time, and now they're worth $937 each. So I've seen 200% gain on this. I spent $938 total, and now it's worth over $2,800. And last but not least, this is my largest investment. This is something that another one of my friends had mentioned, a possible good stock, a great dividend stock. They pay great dividends every single quarter, and that is Apple. So a lot of people are invested in Apple heavily. A lot of 401ks, a lot of 403bs have a large percentage of their money within Apple. So I purchased 45 shares of this at $106. I thought this was extremely undervalued. I knew that they were coming out with more and more products every year, and people are still getting lined up outside the Apple stores every time that a new product is released, and I don't see this really stopping anytime soon. I know that they have a lot of different competitors trying to come after them, but so far they've been so steady. So I purchased this for about $4,800, just under $4,800, and now the current value is $14,500. So this is 204% growth within this tech stock. So overall, I've spent just under $13,000 that I've invested with Ally, and now the current value is just under $29,000. This is a growth of over 121%. And again, this is just kind of an experiment. I know that at any point in time, this could collapse. So if you are investing, I highly recommend looking at more ETFs. I've got the one, or mutual funds. Definitely go with your company matches for 401k, 403b, anything like that. It's going to be much more diversified than looking at individual stocks. Yes, you can get some dividends, you can see some huge gains like I have with Apple or Chipotle, but again, how long are these going to last? Where are we within their pattern? Are we at the bottom? Are we at the top? You know, should we sell right now? Should we not? This is not diversified, but this is just an example of what kind of growth you can see over the past 3 years. But again, the past 3 years have been tremendous within the economy. So it's going to be tough to say what the future looks like here, especially the near future, with the presidential election and coronavirus. All these things come into play, and they are going to affect the market. So we could either see more huge increases, or we could start to drop a little bit. So I'll definitely be watching this. Maybe I'll sell some of these. I will then pay taxes on my gains, but maybe I'll go into more ETFs. I'd like to hear what your thoughts are and what I should do with this portfolio. Do you think that this is diversified enough? you think that I should sell and go into ETFs or mutual funds. It's not a ton of money. It's just under 29,000 right now. But I don't know. I'm just kind of enjoying it. I check it every once in a while. I'm definitely not a day trader. I really don't recommend being a day trader. That's a good way to lose all of your money. So, but I'd like to hear your thoughts. Definitely leave me a comment. Let me know what you think about this. Also, what are you investing in and how's your portfolio doing? I appreciate your time and I'll see you in the next video.